Show you. Okay, so right now, this here, I need to properly turn it off. The power switch is this battery backup that's right here. It's right here. I'll even use that as a pointer. See that right there? And the power switch button is right there. Do you see it?
Yeah.
Okay, you can probably see it because the view you're at.
Yeah.
But to fire that sucker up, we'll plug it in, and we push this button.
Yeah.
And everything's going to come up.
Okay.
And this is a computer. It's not like your other machine where you turned it on and about 3 seconds later everything was ready to go. It does take about a minute or so. This is a, if anybody in here knows about computers, this is a solid state computer, means there's 0 moving parts. It's kind of like a little flash drive, the little memory drive cards that you buy, because this has no moving parts like a floppy disk or anything like that. But that whole entire computer is solid state.
That's cool.
Which means it's going to take a beating. It doesn't even have a fan. If you see there, it's got a bunch of fins to keep the heat
sink in the
yeah,
back.
big, huge heat sink in there. So there's nothing moving, nothing in there that'll fail to make the software go bad. This is your software. I'm going to put it in this bag when we're done. I'm going to give it to you. And you need to keep it in your office. Because if anything were ever to happen, and let's say there was a hiccup in the software, you put this sucker in, you boot it up, and it basically loads all the software back on. You don't have to touch anything. It has a little program in it that will find it. It'll say, you might have to hit enter once, I'm not totally for sure, and it does everything to where it totally puts it a fresh thing. That's not really important for the colors here. Okay, so we booted it up. Now, like I told you earlier, this is the cheaper version, believe it or not, of this stuff. So they did take a few of the perks out of the more expensive, but really in essence you've got the basics of the expensive version. You can't set your own password. That's the one that to the machine. It's kind of a pain. This plugs into where it says arrow out, because this machine also does Bingo King out and some other stuff that you don't need to worry about. But it should be the top 2 right there anyway. Because there's other holes that it will plug into, but it won't work the flash board. So I just want to show you that. It should be the top 2 for you recording right there, and those 2 holes right there in the light. Go down. Right there where it's at, where it says arrow output. Okay, so to log in, so this is what it boots up to right here. Okay? You have to touch this button here first, log in as a system administrator. And then the password is 13629. Don't worry about it. We'll write it down, and it's in the book. A lot of people get kind of caught up on the fact that there's a password, but that's easy. We'll write that sucker down. Now here it is. We come up. There's utilities, setup. This is all the stuff you program with. All you guys are going to do is
Play bingo.
Very good. We're going to play bingo. And it comes up, and there's only one session in here. Session St. John's, and I named it St. John. And it shows everything that's there. It'll actually show you a list of games. It's not really necessary for you to know, but all you do is you touch that and you hit play. When you do that, right here, bingo balls are actually going to pop up here as we call them. But we're here. We're ready. We're ready to play bingo. This is bingo. For you, though, the call bingo, this is where you're going to start getting your aha moments that it's kind of like the other machine. Okay? So we're here. It's ready to go. We're ready to turn on the blower. This here has the same switches as your other machine. It's just on the left-hand side instead of the right-hand side for your lamp, your mixer, and your blower. Balls will be bouncing around, but they're not in there. We're going to turn that off. I just wanted to show you that's it. So let's say we turn them on, and we start calling our balls. We grab our ball, we put it in, and give it a tap just like the other machine. There we go, and it called. I'm not getting any volume, and I'll check that. Could be that it's not turned up, but we didn't do that hardware test yet. But that's not. Gotta wait a second for that thing to exit, I think. I'm popular this morning.
I was going to say,
I thought that's what the machine did.
No, that's my phone. So it looks like to me we're going to actually have to. this is just the volume screen. You don't have to mess with this. I was trying to make it go out faster. It'll actually go away after a few seconds. So as we call the balls, let me go into preferences to make sure that the volume's not. No, it's at normal. So I'll need to check that, make sure it's plugged in, because there should be hearing beeping, but it doesn't mean it's not plugged in. Camera stuff. Okay, I'll check that. I'll keep going, because I know people probably have to get back. Okay, so as you call, it's going to say beep. You're going to hear a beep noise, and then there's going to be another noise when the timer goes out, and when this sucker goes away, I'm just going to turn it off, turn it back on. That should get rid of that screen. There we go. Okay, there's your timer right there, and you can adjust your timer on the fly. If let's say you have more people, it's a super bingo night and everyone's here, you just hit that button there and it'll actually make it go up and down, but it'll only be that way for this game. Whenever you come back the next time, it will go back to where it is. So we call our balls, boom, boom. We would be hearing our noises and such for our timer, which we'll take care of that before we go. And so what's next? What happens next? Someone yells bingo, right? So we yell bingo. So what we do when we bingo, we press verify. Verify pops up and it's ready for you to put in your numbers. It's not a good winner, so let me just show you 8, 5, 9, 6 and hit enter. There's the card face. It's not a winner. If it was a winner, it would say it's a winner and it would put the payout that I have programmed in there, and then we'd have a winner. If we had an additional winner, like a multiple game, I believe what we want to do is we need to hit the new card and we do it again. 5, 6, 8, 4, enter. Let's say it's good bingo. I'll get a good bingo in the next game because I can fake that one. That's a winner, let's say. So we have 2 winners. We're closing with two winners. How do we go to the next game on the old machine? We would press next game. Next game. It empties off your balls.
That's a good.
What's
That's
that?
a good reminder to make sure the ball tray is empty.
Now here's something that you didn't have on your other machine. Let's say you hit next game because you were nervous or whatever, and someone else was back in the corner and, hey, I yelled bingo. Okay? Well, before, it's like, there was actually a couple buttons you could have do, but now you can hit select. You can go back up to that game. Oh, what game was that? The Bonanza. And all the balls are going to be there. And you're on that game. It's just as simple as that. Select, you go to that game. So I can hit next game again, or I can hit select, and I can go back down to that game, which is now the single bingo. On the single bingo, I'm going to get a winner here. So there's someone's yelled bingo. Okay, so we're going to verify. 34 is the card face, and I hit enter, and we have a winner. It says that it's a winner. It puts the payout, and I put the $3,500 payout in there. Okay. Let's say if we had an additional winner, it would actually split the payout and do the price. It would say $50, and it would show you on there, and it'll do how many you have. So I don't know if you announce how many you have, paying it, whatever. Yeah. It's going to do for you right there on the screen. Okay. We're done with that bingo. What do? We go to the next game. Let me go to one where you might hit a different button. Okay, so I'm gonna hit select, and I'm gonna jump ahead, and I'm gonna go to set game number 9. That's your 4-parter. One where you go for a top and then you go for a bottom before you go into a picture frame and a coverall. So let's say and I don't know if that's gonna work that way. No, that's not. That's not. I need to go kind of like this. Hit verify, 34, and hit enter. Okay, so I need to make that a winner. I need 65. So we're just going to close the verification, and I'm going to call 65, hit verify, and I'm going to type 34 and hit enter. And we do have a winner. It's the top. So now we're going to continue on playing. Before you would hit cancel, and then you just continue on. On here, you just hit close, and then you just continue on. Instead of hitting cancel, and it's already going to be on there.
So the computer's out on the floor. The old machine, you had to cancel that pattern.
That's a good question, and I'm going to find out where they're at, because I thought they were supposed to be here by now. Heck, that could have been some of the people that's been calling me. Maybe they're lost. I'll call them here in a second once I go through and let you guys play, because I'm almost about done. I'll let you guys touch it and I'll call them. I don't know if there's anything you have to do on the computers. You wasn't here earlier. I guess on the other computer you had to hit next game when it changed.
Right.
On this machine, I'm pretty sure on their machine, after 4 or 5 balls are called, and you verify and it closes out, it's going to automatically progress it for you. It should just flow with where you need to go with.
Okay.
And matter of fact, it should still stay in the same way. It shouldn't change because you don't need it to change, because you're still playing for that other half.
Because in this case here, if the first bingo was the bottom line, you had to cancel that bottom line pattern so that the computers on the floor
Okay.
knew that the bottom line was
Oh,
done,
and it was only playing
right?
for the top.
It was only playing for the top.
Okay. And I don't know how theirs work. I'm sure they can do that. I'm
Okay.
pretty sure that they can. But this is where we get to that.
Okay.
And we'll double check with them on that. And their guy's going to be here that night too.
Yeah.
To make sure. Okay. So let's say we've gone to our we've got our bottom. Okay, so let's say that was our bottom and we had our top, since I only have it called for one, and we go to the next game. All the numbers are still going to be there, but now it's your outside pitcher frame. There's no more next game confusion. It's always going to be next game when the game's done, other than the game that you're playing for both the top or the bottom line. That's the only one I believe you play that's like that.
Right.
Other than that, I can. Your preferences is your volume, which I'm going to work on that when you guys are done playing. I might even check it while you're playing with it. That's the operation.